There we go. And I'm back live. Make sure I get this chat open on my phone real quick. Just to make sure. There we go. Good. Okay, so first things first. Today is Wednesday the 2nd. Did not change the cube. We'll change that in a minute. I just wanted to confirm what's going on with this calendar right here. First and foremost, this week I have you on Wednesday, Friday. Friday obviously being a full class period, whatever. And then next week, I do have you on the 8th and the 10th. Now, being that we do have seniors in this class, yes, senior exams will technically be in effect. I'll explain how that's going to work with the project, because obviously you're not actually taking an exam for this class since you've already taken the AP exam. That would not be fair, but the project is going to count towards that. But I'll talk about that in a minute. So the 8th and the 10th will be the senior exam period. And then the following week, the 14th, is technically the final exam period, but that would only count for non-seniors to be here. Seniors would be excused for obviously senior activities, but if you're a non-senior on the 14th, Monday the 14th, then I'm still going to be taking a regular attendance on that day. So please be aware of that. Do you have to show up? No, you don't have to show up. We're not doing anything that day. I'm not collecting anything that day, but I do have to take a regular attendance. So if you are not here on that day, then I will have to mark you absent. That would also go for people who are online as well. For non-seniors, of course, I would have to take a regular attendance, so I will figure out those procedures when that time comes. And then you all know about the 18th, how dumb that day is? Some of you are nodding yes, some of you, oh, you don't? The 18th is that dumb day where you go to every single class period, A and B day, for like 20 minutes. Okay, it's dumb. It's so dumb. Don't know why it exists, but it's happening on the Friday the 18th. So just be aware of that. Have to take a regular attendance once again. Okay, as for today. Today we are going to continue working through our project. You will have an opportunity to work independently on this thing. Technically, part 1 is due today. Part 1 just being the idea phase. A large handful of you have already contacted me about your idea, and I have given feedback to most of them, not all of them. There have been a few that came in this morning that I am going to be giving feedback to on the computer probably within the next 10 minutes or so. If you've received that feedback, you can begin working on the next phase of the project, which, let me bring this thing up right here. And click. There we go. The next phase of the project being right here. I'll highlight that word. So I'll read that. After you receive confirmation from me, the next item will be a set of questions, if a survey, tasks, prompts, if an experiment. Obviously, considering the circumstances of COVID and the fact that we can't actually go out and conduct experiments this year, obviously, we're hoping to stick mainly with the survey part. I need to know precisely what questions will be asked in a survey or what steps will be taken in questions asked in an experiment, so I can give reasonable feedback in a timely fashion. I need this no later than Friday, June 4th at 8:30, minor grade. Questions should have options. Do not allow open-ended questions. What I mean by that is that you don't want to ask a question where you allow the person to fill in the blank. Because if you allow them to fill in the blank, then you might get 3 or 4 different versions of pretty much the same answer, or they're just slightly different. You really want to give them options and force them to choose something. Do not allow open-ended questions. Questions should relate to the overarching objective that you set forth for yourself in the idea that was approved. So yes, I want to have up to 6 questions, at least 6 questions that are trying to inform that overarching topic that you decided for yourself that was approved by me. You can ask the questions of grade and gender, but they do not count towards those 6 questions. Please keep that in mind. You want to try and make the formatting on this look kind of nice. So I'm going to suggest this year that if you're going to put together a survey that you utilize Google Forms. Utilizing Google Forms would be a great idea, especially if you want to keep your distance from people. You can send somebody a Google form and just have them fill it out directly on the computer. That would be phenomenal. Obviously, as I've mentioned in the previous part of the project, we can't just go out and get a random sample this year. We're going to try our best to just try and not make it as biased as possible per my instructions on that first part of the project. Now, some of this is some of the bolded dates here are a little messed up. For example, this one right here, the first part, the topic idea, I had it set for 8 a.m. on this little piece of paper, but on Google Classroom, it was set to 2 p.m. Obviously, if you are someone who has not had your topic approved yet, you need to be working on that during this class period, getting the feedback from me, which I'm going to be working on the computer in a little bit, so that you can then proceed to the next part of the project. Friday, June 4th, we are going to continue working on this part of the project, the questions portion, where you're going to be crafting these questions and kind of revising these questions and the choices that you give them, trying to basically figure out what's the best way I can word this question. What's the best way that I can present this question and reduce bias? I want to give them choices, but you don't want to give them too many choices. You don't want to give them confusing choices. You don't want to pose a question where they have to then come back to you and ask for clarification. You want to make the question as clear as possible. So we are going to be working on that today and Friday. It should be open. There it is. So we are going to be working on that today and Friday. So the idea is due today. I said 8 a.m. on this, but I said 2 p.m. in Google Classroom. I'm going to default to the Google Classroom one, but that is going to be worth a minor. The questions, the actual survey that you put together will be due on Friday. And of course, that'll be worth a minor as well. And then ultimately, as part of this bottom part of the project, you're actually going to, send this survey out to people to fill out for you. And you're going to try and get a large amount of responses. Again, hopefully setting this up in Google form. And that will, the results of which, the organized results, I'm going to talk more about this on Friday, but that information would be due on Monday, June 10th, which is your official, I said Monday, I apologize. I shouldn't say Monday. It really should say Thursday, June 10th. I think I wanted to make it Thursday, June 10th, which is not your official exam period, but is obviously senior exam week. Now, that'd be worth a major grade. Now, for the final exam, this is the part that I need to clarify. These grades will count towards the fourth marking period. The final exam grade is going to be a combination of all of this stuff. Now, again, you're not going to be taking an actual final exam in my class. You're not going to be sitting down and taking a test proving what you know, blah, 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 blah. You've already done that with AP Stat. We'll get those results in July. But your final exam grade for this class will be the combination of all of this stuff put together. I'll talk more about that when the time comes. So as of right now, if you have not gotten your topic idea approved, you need to work on that because it is due today. If you have gotten it approved, you are to work on the questions, kind of formulating that together. Try to use Google Forms to kind of organize all that information. That will be due on Friday. I would like to have a little bit of back and forth kind of commenting and giving feedback so that certain changes could be made along the way. All right. Now, obviously, if you do have any questions during this particular class period, I'm going to be answering. I have at least 2 or 3 emails with topics that I got to give feedback on, so I'm going to be working on that. But if you have a particular question, obviously, you can email me or ask me directly or whatnot. For those of you online, same deal. You can email me. Obviously, it'd be a bit easier. I'm going to be leaving the live stream open and the chat on my phone open over there so I can see exactly if you have a question. But I'm going to be leaving that live stream open. If you haven't commented, I only see 5 comments and it says 7 people right there. So if you have not left a comment, please do so for attendance purposes. Also keep in mind that it is Wednesday, which means your class period only goes to 8:20. So we have roughly 50 minutes from right now. Let us get to work. I am going to go work on some of those responses, and we'll see how far we can get. We're working on the first and second part of the project. Technically, the first part is due today, and I'm going to be approving these in real time and giving feedback. But then the second part, the questions part, that is due on Friday. We're going to be working on that today and Friday. So, any clarification that's needed, you can either ask me or email me directly because I'm going to be responding to emails in real time. We're working on the first and second parts of the project. The first part of the project is due today. The second part of the project is due on Friday. I'm going to be giving feedback in real time to people who are like sending me these ideas and questions and whatnot. I'm going to be trying to do that as quickly as I can. But if you have any questions, you can either ask me directly or email me. There you go. Like I said, the first part is due by 2 o'clock. I'm going to be answering emails today. I'll be here till 2, even though you guys are leaving early. And then the second part is going to be due on Friday. I will have to change the time again. I'm going to make it 2 o'clock as well for the second part, because I want you guys to be able to send those things out and collect the data. But we'll talk more about that on Friday. There's the bell. We'll see you next time.